So let me check if it is walking, and then we'll start with the commentary. Is it walking? Yes. So welcome everyone to the 10th round of F1WL here at Zandvoort for an 80-minute long qualifying session and an 18-lap race. As a 25% race due to the amount of people, only 5 people racing today around the Dutch circuit of Zandvoort. Next week will be Monza for some people's home race, including mine, but focusing on today's Grand Prix and today's race weekend as well. It's the start of a new race weekend with the two Williams starting and flying up already, following close behind each other, Manx J and 2-0. Then we have Apollo and David, both on out laps. Wait, it says Apollo is on an out lap, but wait. the first glitch of the oh my god. He's stuck in the garage, I think. And I will have to restart if that's just a visual glitch. But then we have also Nexo in the Red Bull on a flying lap as well. Oh no, mind. Apollo is racing, he's just glitched for the stream. He's still in the pits for the stream. Anyway, Apollo sets a 112.843 and puts him in the provisional pole position, with Manxtree following behind with a 113.338 and 2-0 with a 114.070 lines up in third behind his teammate. Up next we have Nexo and David, who's just started his flying lap, but first of all Nexo, who will settle up in a moment. He opens the ice right now, crosses the line and sets a 127.319. Guess he'll have to reset that one. Not too good. David up next though. Gonna make sure to get up there with his teammates, or I mean, if he can do that, make sure not to clip the curb, because I mean, he did clip it, but if you clip it too hard you'll spin. There are a lot of curbs where it's easy to lose traction, as this track is famous for traction loss. Even by not clipping curbs, you just lose it. So you need a high downforce setup for that reason. 112.915 then for David, who lines up behind Manxtree, just a few tenths behind. And David spun there on the curb, but Apollo got his time reset. Oh well. Lobby is glitched. So Nexo has the pole position. Now I don't know if you agree with that one. His time is bubble. And he's got the. I swear, if the game assigns him the pole position, and he starts first in the race, what the hell? He's got a pole time. 1:19.350. Well, Apollo did set a time apparently, but no, he didn't. And Mengche is the actual pole sitter. I don't know what's going on in the current lobby, but we'll see soon. As soon as the 11 minutes are over, 11 minutes of qualifying are over. Oh yeah, let me bring up the chat on Twitch so I can read your comments. Next, so they're having a spin out of the hairpin in sector 1. Alright, chat loaded. If you want to chat on Twitch, we're not on YouTube, but just want to specify it every time. If you want to chat, have a chat there, and just state predictions or anything for the also incoming races. So not just this one, also tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. If you want to state any predictions for that, stuff like that, just feel free to do that. The chat is open. Chat is being read as well by myself. Not much going on, not gonna lie. Just Mangster, David and 2-0 all on an out lap. I still have no idea what will go on with this pole position thing. Because Nexus still has the pole position. I know he doesn't, but he has a pole time on the leaderboard, meaning he does have the pole position for the game, even though that's not true. Anyway, David started a new lap. Apollo just went out for an out lap. I think it will get fixed eventually, I guess. Finally, Apollo is not glitched anymore. That's good. $73,000 he gains in sector 1, but he loses it all of a sudden and almost crashes out as well in the moment. Well, he still kept the control of his car, otherwise he may have had to start last, which is not what he wants at all, seeing what happened last week in Belgium. And speaking of Belgium, can Mangstray actually keep up the streak of wins, back-to-back wins? Last one was in Belgium last week. This time, can he do it again in Zandvoort? He can claim the pole position, so he can claim a pole position. So who knows? He may be able to claim a race win later on today. 2-0 up next, who claims the pole position of his teammate now. 112.161 against the 112.362 of Mengster set earlier. David picks Nexo line and doesn't improve his time though. 1 second up. 1:19.350. He still stays on that time. Apollo with a purple sector 2 comes into sector 3 now. Trying to set a early time this time. I don't know if he was immolated or not, but he did set a time, but he got moved all of a sudden. So he's setting one again The eyes wide open. He sets a 1:11.887, puts him in a provisional pole position above the 0 in the leaderboard with 6 minutes and a half remaining. There's still lots of action to be commentated through. As we have Snow Williams in sector 2 letting the Red Bull of Nexo pass. And as I always say, this is the opening tee. So if you want to still watch the action later today at 8 PM with tier 1 or tomorrow, you're all free to do that. Next now sets a 1:12.535, which puts him in between the Williams of Manchester and the Ferrari of David in 4th place. Okay, so there's points to gain, 10 points to gain minimum and 25 maximum to gain with 1.4. But say this is not the only team which races on Saturday. There's also one another on IPM today, tier 1, of course, first tier of F1WL. Then we have tier 2 tomorrow and tier 3 as well. Tier 3 at 6 PM and tier 2 at 8 PM. Then we'll move on to Monza as this draws to a close slowly, but it does indeed. The eyes wide open for Nexo, as I if he's going to set another time. Probably not. He turned off his eyes and he's up on his time. But David certainly wants to set another time as he's last right now, 1/10 up on his time. He validates by going just a bit too wide over the long hairpin of sector 1. Up next we have Manchester on and out lap. And actually, this weekend was supposed to rain, you know. It will rain, but just hope it won't. Shouldn't, because the clouds are just too... they're not that heavy for it to rain. So yeah. But it will be overcast, which will reduce grip. So stops are not as fast. They don't wear as much. So yeah, it's very open anyway for Mengsu, who starts his lineup now with Apollo coming out of the pits as we speak. Apollo, who crashed behind him last week after trying to fight for that win. He crashed after Lacombe and he just gave Mengster the win. So it's a matter of whether Apollo can actually beat Mengster today or not, whether Mengster can actually get his thing 4th or 3rd back-to-back win. Don't remember the number, but I'm sure someone will be able to remind me, either Mengster himself or someone else. So it looks like Apollo did set the provisional pole position earlier, but now he's got it officially, and he fixed itself luckily, because I was worried that he would assign the pole position to Nexo in 4th place, free place. This game can do anything, literally anything which you wouldn't even imagine. As Mengster retires from the session, on track by the way, he starts 3rd, technically. Now I don't want to bring commentator's curse on here once again, but Mengster retires on track, as his teammate passes by now, starts 3rd technically, unless Next can improve time by 2/10 and David by 4/10. No, what am I saying? 6/10. Was looking at Nexo's time. Apollo 1:11.847 improves his time even further, but there's 2-0 coming up next. Trying to set out an even better time, 1/10 up in Sector 2, and he sets up pole for Sector 2 as well. So it's about next, so David can improve the time to bring Manchester down the podium as 2-0 spins. That's the corners as well. Next, so then in Sector 1, he's down this time. One minute left, by the way, so we're about to go racing. Yeah, the time flies when there are lots of people in the lobby. And when there are just a few people like we have right now, just doesn't seem to fly that much. We just stay here, waiting for something to happen. And I think some people can replicate that feeling pretty well. But as Nexo now opens the IS to cross the line and sets a 1:12.316, brings him up in 3rd place, pushes Manchester down to 4th place. And can David do the same and just get himself out of that last place? Because I'll tell you, you don't want to start in last place when there are only 5 people in the lobby. And you're also in a potential title fight. You don't want to start last. You may want to avoid carnage if there are lots of people, but there are only 5 people in this case. And sure, this guy is gonna improve his time. Maybe. I said maybe. Don't point the finger at me. I said maybe. The eyes wide open. He may have slightly ruined his time there. 7/10 up, actually down on his time. Polo then completes the session in 1st, 2-0 in 2nd. Nexo yet to cross the line, and he's 3rd, and David pits. So that's your starting grid. David wants to kill his car, and I guess that makes sense, but I think next time. Am I commentating Tier 1? I'm asking. No. Because last time on the Discord chat, Discord General, in F1WL, I read she's saying that he spins when I'm in the lobby, which may be true, but there's only one way to find out, I guess. Right. Oh, okay. Tier 1 is concealed. I mean, guess it's better for you then. Sort of. Oh, okay. Says he would have spun here even if I wasn't commentating. I mean, yeah, you can lose the traction quite easily here. So, yeah. Unless you have a good setup, good downforce setup, then you basically have to fight with your car constantly, fighting rather than racing. It's more surviving with your own car. It's not even others which make you spin here. It's just the track. Anyway, guess we back loaded up for this 18 lap race, more of a sprint sort of. Waiting for players to load, and then we'll get to racing. Here we go then Formation lap underway right now. Polo and David both starting on mediums. So they may not want a double stack as well as they do 2-0 and Manx J on softs and Nexo on softs as well. Yeah, so pretty much strategies on an 18 lap can speak today. I'm healing from illness, so sorry if I speak quite weird, but there's only one strategy on a 25% race. That's the either mediums to softs or softs to mediums, as you can see. So time for the drivers to show their skills, I guess. In tier 4, just limited to the tier they are in. You think, by the way, that trucks like this, where it's Dutch, it's some people's home track. Since it's the home track, it's good, but it's not. That's the thing. It's not like any other track where you, for example, let's take Monaco. Monaco is more of a survival track, which, if you imagine like Monegasque people, no, let's not take Leclerc, someone who like Dart League races, would they have fun racing in Monaco, knowing it's their home track? I guess yeah, since Leclerc does in real life, but that's real life. Anyway, no, I had those weird questions, but it's 5 red lights on the Dutch Grand Prix Zandvoort, and it's lap 7. Now away we go. 2-0 gets a wonderful Ferrari and gets out of Apollo's way there, and David makes contact with Nexo and spins right away at turn 1, with Nexo being involved as well in that collision, getting on the gravel and losing the podium there, giving Nexo the podium back, I guess, after he retired and tracking qualifying, and chasing Apollo down now for a possible 1-2 for Williams. Right away, just like that. I mean, there are pit stops to be made, but just claiming the podium like that and just going to chase Apollo, just, you know, still five people, but still a nice thing to see. There's some action to commentate. One second, gotta remove the headset, 1 second. So, okay. David, I think, had damage at the start, and he's betting for hards. Well, not a good start for David, I guess. He did have a good qualifying session, but not quite for the. I mean, good qualifying session if that's starting in last for him, but he now, other than starting in last, he now finds himself even farther down the pack, with 34 seconds to the rest of the pack. One hard after sustaining a broken wing. Well, guess he's loving life. 6 tenths anyway, thanks to Apollo. Yes, enabled. It's already lap 3 with 0 retiring with a 1:14.232 as well. He had set the fastest lap, he will keep it, but he did retire in the end. I guess he crashed out something. Sorry if I'm not just, you know, energetic or something, but try my best. It's a visual safety car out. We're just fixing an issue with the headset. Should be back now. Anyway, so Apollo, give you a rundown of the grid. Apollo leading the Dutch Grand Prix, followed by Manxjo, who's chasing him down. As Apollo gets now a drive-through penalty for speeding under virtual safety car. This is something that happened to a few people last in Belgium with the tons of safety cars that were deployed. And Manxjo just didn't get asked to take the lead, he just did. With the two Ferraris back in the 3rd and 4th spot. Now, I don't know if this is something the Manxjo was waiting, or I don't know, but if he can keep this place, not pace, place, then I guess he can have his 3rd or 4th back-to-back win of the season. And he did want to, I did speak to him, he did want to take another of those wins. He did also say maybe a bit too fast for T3 now. Unless Apollo cannot catch up, and say that's not true as of yet, at least. Because the reason why others are too fast in other teams is because no one can catch up to them, like Matt. But I mean, he did say he was too fast as well. I'm not just saying anything here, but Apollo then on pits. No, wait. What did I say? He didn't pit for meters. He just got a drive-through. Came through the pits. David, 25 seconds behind him now. He's still in 4th. Moved up a place after T0 retired. I don't know what happened to T0 in the end. Probably think had contact with someone, either Nexo or Apollo. No, probably Nexo. Was in 3rd Nexo before that happened, I guess, because Apollo was leading, Manxjo was in 2nd. In fact, Apollo is now in 3rd due to having served the drive-through. Someone is I'm not logged into the Twitch chat. There's a bot in the chat. Just pasted message. Just wanted to say that. Medium stand for Manxjo. So he comes out now, gives Nexo the lead and Apollo the 2nd place. The runner-up place, known as that as well. David loving life, I guess, in 4th place with 49 seconds to go. But something can still happen, you know. I always say this, even in the worst situations possible, where you think there's nothing left to do, but there's always something left, even in the toughest times. So, I guess maybe keep pushing, and you'll get. If something happens, you'll reach the rest of the pack. Lap 6 out of 18. Nexo leading. We will soon have to pit as well. He's about to do a look. I don't want to say anything here, but Naxo has a clear chance here. He could actually do a Checo. No, Checo, an Albon. It's not in the wrong car for it either. And he could actually stay out for that long and just pit right at the end, or just do the opposite. But it would make sense now. Oh well, she just wanted to point out something in the Discord. The Manx J a while ago, I guess, had just 8% of EIS left due to poor EIS management, he said. Well, it was worse in Spa, I have to say. Right now, Nexo has the worst EIS out of everyone. And he's coming into the pits right now. Well, not gonna lie, the softs did the same amount of laps, both in 50% races and 25% races. This does not mean the last 7 laps. Or it could mean this, the last 7 laps. I thought they would last less, because it was a 25% race. Guess I was wrong. And he slams himself onto the... What is he doing? He just slammed himself onto the pit barrier though. And got a bit out of the white line, but I guess that's enough. The pit exit is quite small, so you can't really ask from the drivers. Manx is trying to catch up all now. Who could actually win at this rate? Manx is on fresh tires, but he's catching up though. 6.1. Yeah, he is catching up. He is catching up by a few tenths. But he needs to hurry with it, because Apollo could as well claim the lead, claim the win today, just like that. And even if he catches up, he still has to overtake him. And it's not easy in Zandvoort, we all know that. In fact, I'm worried about how Tier 1's gonna go, especially in this race. We know we need patience. Last week tasted people's patience very well, so it could do the same this week. Does anyone have anything to say for this weekend, this race weekend? Just not Tier 4, not just Tier 4, also all the T's, as I said. If you have anything to say, anything to share, comment, just write it down in the chat, and I'll be happy to read it and comment it if there's anything to answer or say. Uh, 19% for David Sims of EIS, 10% for Nexo. This guy has had loads amount of EIS since before he pet. Same for Manxu now. And Apollo just saving it, just chilling right now after probably once redemption, I guess, and that makes sense after what happened last week. I wouldn't mind seeing him winning today, but I guess Manxu wouldn't be happy about that. So it's either Apollo or Manxu, either of who will certainly have a cheerful victory if they do claim the victory. Apollo pits now. He does gain a 5-second penalty while doing so. Why did he pit? He pits for softs once the fastest lap. Actually, did win now though. Unless he can catch up, he's just, you know, this is the same scenario which I saw in Belgium, and it's with this scenario that he crashed out last week, and now he has a penalty too, which he has to serve. Well, hopefully can make this walk, because he has a Red Bull ahead now on almost the stage as Manscho's. The two Ferraris back in the 4th spot. It's a question of whether that can change now with Apollo being on top. I wonder why. I mean, if he doesn't set the fastest lap, that the reason why he pit may as well be useless. But he can still catch up to the cars ahead. So unless he has another weapon to use, he did set up on sector 1, so guess he's gonna set the fastest lap as well, unless we'll know what I'm about to say, right? And he doesn't have the IS yet. He now does have the IS. He's up with the EIS. But for sector 2, he now approaches the last 2 corners to complete the 13th, actually 12th lap. The IS then opened for the Ferrari driver as he claims the fastest lap over 1:13.038 and gains the 2nd place as well on Nexo. And now on lap 13, Audi, he has 9 seconds to gain on Manscho to get in his hands, and he's setting up upper sector 1 once again. Are there any other, just wondering, are there any other tiers concealed this week? Other than tier 1, or is it just tier 1 concealed? Can just say it right now, because I guess it's just tier 1 concealed, but just wanting some confirmation. And I guess we know what the reason to it. Nexo now pits as well. He pits for mediums. And David spun. This will be close between him and David. Gain the place while he leaves the pits. Never mind, he pits as well. Nexo did have wind damage. He probably had contact with Apollo at turn 1. Well, that's something I didn't see. I saw he went slow. Apollo probably misunderstood space and just didn't give him enough. But he's a mediums now. He could have went from soft, knowing it's just 4 laps remaining, but because that's driver's choice. And David, same as his teammate, went on the brand fresh new softs, which are going to give them a hand in getting the fast lap. Stealing towards, I'm gonna say stealing rather than getting the fastest lap off their teammate. Will David let Apollo have the fastest lap in his hands? It matters in terms of title fight in the Drivers' Championship. 1 point can make the difference. Anyway, Apollo is now 6.6 behind Manx J. Can he catch up before the end of the race? That's the question everyone's wondering right now. And the softs keep wearing the more he continues on those. Lap 16 out of lap 18, 2 laps remaining. This will go either to the end or Manx J will be able to gain the win. They're both on the same EIS amount. So this makes things harder because with the attacker. But the gap still goes down because of the tire difference. The one mistaken goes the win here to either of the two. And Apollo does have a penalty too, by the way. Just didn't forget about it, but it's there. It's a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane back when he pit was softs, which was 6 laps ago, as you can see. He probably, I don't know if he's going to get that removed easily, but I guess we just focus on, well, right now, just right now not that entertaining, but as soon as he catches up, he will become more and more entertaining. .3 left, just 5.3, and the time is running out. Time is running out. 5.2. Will he make it? It's not enough. It's not the same as Spa because, as I said, there's not much grip. The cars. So the softs are not as fast. It's more of the mediums which are faster. As for a 25% race, of course. Then depends on what happens in a 50% race. 50% races are much different than 25% races. Well, Manx J then crosses the line for the last lap of this race, which is about to end with Nexo spinning at the last corner. Sort of parabolica. Call it parabolica because technically in Italian that's how we call bank turns. Parabolica is not banked in Monza, but it sort of means banked corner. And Manx J then crosses the line to get the win in Zandvoort for the 10th round of F1WL here in the Netherlands. After 18 laps of racing in the Dutch circuit of Zandvoort, we've come to an end with Manchester claiming the win, claiming I think his third or fourth back-to-back win, with Apollo following behind in the runner-up place, known as that as well, on a more officially known as the second place. Nexo crosses the line in third, and Davey, after a horrendous race for his team, Alessia Kenshi, his teammate, up in the second place there, after losing the potential win by pitting. He got the first lap as well on this. David then comes in fourth. This shapes the title up even more. So what happens now? You say? Not much. We just wait for Tier 1 at 8 PM now. But first, let's enjoy some podium scenes and also get the results so we can update the standings. By the way, I wonder when the standings are gonna be updated for Belgium, so we can all have a look at the points. So I can say how the standings look after Belgium and how much drivers gain after this race. No rush though. Congrats to Max J, Naxo and Apollo for getting that podium, getting also nice and clear shot on the stream. But that's the end of Tier 4 racing at Zandvoort, then, with Apollo claiming the fastest lap with a 1:13.038 and 5 seconds as well too, which haven't been served after speeding in the pit lane. That's your results then. Hopefully they've been screenshotted. That's it then. Thank you for watching this opening stream of the race weekend. We hope to see you at 8 PM for Tier 1 and tomorrow for Tier 3 at 6 PM and Tier 2 at 8 PM. That's tomorrow, not today, tomorrow. Today we continue with Tier 1 in a few hours at 8 PM GMT. Bye everyone, and see you in the Tier 1 race.